Hey, my crafty friends. We are going to jump right into this one as this video is definitely going to be kind of all over the place. This was just a day that I had a few extra minutes and had already planned out about 4 stories on my computer as I am pretty much almost all digital. You are going to see a little bit of physical product, from L Studio, as I am still subscribed to L Studio until I believe the end of the year is where I'm going to stop my subscription, just because I have found that digital is just fitting my style a lot more, and honestly it doesn't overwhelm me as much as the products do, along with I can make the products into, or I can make digitals into just about anything and everything, and I feel like it doesn't make my creativity I don't know. It doesn't hinder my creativity, I guess I should say. So here I am working on what is supposed to be about a 6 by 12 page for Project Life. But I don't have a printer that prints that much. I only have an 8.5 by 11 printer. So that is pretty much what I just print at right now. I do have a large format printer. I just haven't pulled it in and seen if it even works anymore. I really need to do that this weekend. But yeah, so I just did this of my family. We were at, as you can see, a Detroit Lions football game. It was my boys' first football game, and we have lots of stories because unfortunately my little guy in that picture, though he put a smile on his face for that picture, was not feeling very well, unfortunately, and just didn't get to enjoy his day as much as we had hoped. But he was a trooper and got through it. So there you can see that it isn't exactly long enough, but I have all different types and sizes in my Project Life, so it will fit in there just perfectly. I used that crisscross pattern from the Awesome kit, along with that awesome, looks like this, chipboard piece from the Awesome kit, of course. So all right, moving on to my next story. This is going to be about my little guy starting football, actually. None of my boys have ever played football. My oldest was just always a little scared of getting hit and just not his style. My boys are big baseball ones, but my little guy, we finally convinced him to try football, and oh my goodness, is he loving it. So sad that we didn't get him started earlier, but it is all, what it is. So, he is in flag, of course, right now. We just started him out in flag, but he is telling us that he wants to keep on going. So super exciting. I did use a 4x6 card from the Begin kit, and extracted the arrows from this. Unfortunately, my silhouette did not cut this file very well. So the colors that the arrows were cut off pretty much. And I didn't really want to go back and recut it. And reprint and cut it, I guess I should say. So you'll see me here in a minute just take some Tombow markers and just color the arrows. So it's not that big of a deal, but So here I am just using my Zig, glue pen, pretty much. It's just a fine tip pen to put that glue down. And I pretty much just laid them right back out how they were on that 4x6 card. So this just says starting right here. It is a full page spread, so 6.85 by 8.25. There we go. Woo, my hair was all messed up at that point. But here I am just taking markers that were pretty close to what the colors were and just coloring them in. And like I said, it's not like the main focus of this picture, honestly. I thought that yellow was going to be a little bit more yellow, and it turned out really dark. Again, it's not that serious, guys. My crafting is not perfection. It is, at this point, just getting it done because I am trying so hard to catch up on backstories and still document current stories. Like, I I just want to get them done. So, and this is kind of how I've been scrapbooking lately. I will do one night when I'm just sitting in bed, I will do a few stories, and then the next day or whenever I get a chance, I will print out all of these stories and get them into my album. So. Well, this little guy is obviously the focus of this video. Here, again, actually, I should have done my big guy. So this is kind of also how I have been scrapbooking and catching up on all of the past memories, I should say. Oh, I do know why I didn't do this. I seen this idea from, Holly, Everyday Scrapper on Instagram, I think. I think that's where I got this from. Anyway, she did her stories of her children on their first day of school, and I pretty much, except for I did forget to go through and Holly Snap is what it is, I believe. Oh, I am messing up. Anyways, I did forget to go back and do the like dot pattern around. I also did not, obviously, I don't use, when I get ideas, I don't copy them completely, but I do take a lot of their designs or design aspects, I should say. And she ended up putting like August right here. I did not. I just put currently beginning, as he was currently beginning 4th grade here. But I loved how she used the paper from the Numbers scrapbooking kit. All right, yes, using that number paper, I just recolored the main paper and then took out the color from the 4, which is the grade he was going into, and then printed that 4 out again and pop-dotted it up. I believe she just recolored and like put a circle around the grade that they were in. I wanted to do a little bit something different. Unfortunately, I forgot to turn on my camera, so you didn't see that. But again, it was real simple. I just used a hole punch and pop-dotted it up. But I do believe that I will probably go back and do the little, stitch border around him, as I did like that design factor. So, all right. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit all over the place, and honestly, the rest of this video is going to be a project life spread. I decided to just kind of throw it in here because it was pretty simple. Again, I pretty much designed them all on the computer and then print them out and put them together. But this is a little insert about my little guy getting his first COVID test. This was actually, so I'm going back to 2021. This was September of 2021. And this was actually the first test our family had ever had to get done. We hadn't been sick yet. And at this one, he was actually negative. So we were pretty happy. But yeah, so it was a pretty big moment in our family. We never had one of the tests done. So nobody really knew what to expect out of it. And he was not a happy camper, but this was just a screenshot from a little video that I had taken, and it will be a little insert in this week of Project Life. So, all right, so here is my 2021 Project Life that I am still working through. And I was in a little bit of a pickle with this spread because, as you can see there, the last week had went into the back of that insert. And so I didn't want to make that an ongoing thing, and I had pictures, but I probably didn't have enough to go onto the back, or I would have just had to add fillers and all that kind of stuff. So what I decided to do was to cut down this 12 by 12 page protector, because I found these in a really old, these are Becky Higgins ones. I found these in a really old bundle of scrapbooking stuff, and I will pretty much never do another 12 by 12 album. So why the heck not, and use these and cut them down. So that is what I just did there. You see me cut off that one edge, and then I am using my scoreboard and my bone folder to score that side of the page protector so that it creates a flip out. Here are my pictures. Yes, I figured you didn't want to see those cut, so I did those off screen. And let's put this little spread together. I was getting a bit confused on my dates. It happens when I'm scrapbooking 1.5 million things sometimes. Looks like I'm actually talking to somebody probably behind the screen. But I'm also waiting for my fuse tool to warm up over here. I do like to plug that in about 20 minutes before I use it so that it gets real hot. And as you can see, it's like slowly sliding off of my table because I've lost my little thing. And this table is a little slippery for things like that. So probably even if it had the stand, it would be sliding some places. So, but yeah, so that top actual, top right hand picture up there with my little guy looking, and that COVID story that I just told actually goes on to the next week after this. And I thought it was in this week. So like I said, I was a little all messed up. There it goes, sliding down. But it is what it is. It's not, I leave it in there. I do figure it out here in a little bit. But I will go back because I did have one picture of the puppy that I left out, and I will go and reprint that off and move this story to the next week. Like I said, it's no big deal. Even if you did make that mistake, nobody is going to know that it happened in the week before, or that you got the memory down, right? So I also then was like, at that point, thinking I have an extra picture, and this doesn't fit for a 4x6 at the top for the weekly title. So you're going to see me like, oh, I don't know, I guess, and just fuse this one together also to make two 3x4s. I could have just left it in a 4x6. I don't know why I didn't, and just taped them together like I usually do, because then that obviously makes the other side a 3x4 too. It is what it is, guys. I'm really trying to just get 2021 done and move on, since I don't want to carry 2021 into 2023. So I'm really trying to get this done. Anyways, so yep, there's that. The other thing that I was really upset about is I had this page completely done one night, came back down in the morning, and for some reason it did not save, or I didn't save it, which is really unlike me. I save everything. And I had done the journaling for that orange card, and it's gone. So I have to redo it and print it out later. Like I said, it's not the end of the world, but generally I like to have all of these things done when I go into it so that I can be done and over with it. And yeah, it didn't work out so hot. So the next thing so the next thing I am doing is looking for a 3x4 card. Oh, so here you go. So this was the 3x4 cards that I had already picked out for this week, and I had written the journaling on that card while doing the journaling for the other card. So I knew I had already done that, and I was just looking around my office for it. Finally found it. And you can also tell that I am having some huge adhesive issues. I've been having it for a while. This pack of adhesive is horrible, so don't get it off of Amazon. I have lately found much better adhesive, and I think this was just in a pinch. It was pretty cheap, and yeah, well, cheap is what you get. But I'm trying to use every ounce of it that, I can get out of it. So it is what it is. Here I am going through my L Studio labels and kit, because in the 2021 Project Life, I do want to try and use most of the product from L Studios, as that is where I kind of started this project with. So to try and keep it as cohesive as I can possibly keep it, it's not cohesive. I do try and use it, so. All right, just pulling out those Hazel Alphabets stamps from L Studio again. And I love this stamp set. It is small. It is cute. And it fits on tags. So this was Spirit Week for my son. And this picture, he took Hat Day to a whole nother level. He had a hat on his sweatshirt, and then he put a hat over his hat. He had two hats on. I don't know. This is my child. He is a very spirited child, and has a style all of his own. So actually, he has, now that I'm looking at it, he has two sweatshirts on, because the sweatshirt for that hood, and then it looks like he has this baseball sweatshirt on also. So, well, at least he was going to be warm that day. And then the picture above it is the picture of Crazy Hair Day, where we sprayed his hair. So we have Spirit Week coming up next week. Actually, I should take a look at that and see if I need to get some supplies for him. The rest of this is just celebrating my pup's birthday. Him and my mother actually share a birthday. And then the back side of this flip, which you will see here in a few weeks, a few minutes, is my oldest doing his first homecoming as a high schooler, which wasn't much. Like I said, it wasn't much. He just went to the parade with a few friends, and then to the football game later that night, which I don't have pictures from. This year it will be better, though. He has this little girlfriend that is pretty much dragging him to everything, and finally getting him to go to a dance and experience high school life instead of just sitting at home with his friends. So it will be nice to see the difference from one year to the next, and celebrate these, high school moments with him, along with being super sad about that. So. All right, so that is that flip up, or that flip in, I should say, and you'll see me crease that. But honestly, that flip in, or flip out, I guess I should say, will, with the weight of the book closed on it, it will be fine. So, all right, I couldn't remember the card that I wanted to do, or it probably was a 4x6 card that I had planned on doing for my title one, since I screwed up a little bit. But I ended up choosing this yellow one, just keeping to the yellow, theme. Hopefully one day I will get a little bit better at designing these project lives. Some people can just do project life so great. And sometimes I feel like maybe because I'm just so far behind, I'm throwing it together at this point. Now, my 2022 one is a ton better, as I am documenting in that more in a story-based way. And as you've seen, kind of doing more inserts as the COVID one that you've seen before. So I really do feel like that project life is a lot better. And then for 2023, I have decided I am going into a 9x12. I feel like I just need just a little bit more space. Sometimes for picture, sometimes I feel like it's so much space, like 6x9 is like perfect. But then there are a lot of weeks where I'm like, oh, I wish I had like one more row of 3x4s or something like that. So I am moving up to the 9x12, and I figure the weeks that I don't have a lot of pictures, I can just do a 6x12 spread for that week. So I did use which one was that? Oh no, which one was that? That was a Heidi Swap alpha. I will link that below. I love that alpha. It also comes with like the drop shadow of it, and I absolutely love that drop shadow. I didn't use it this time, but I do love that drop shadow. And I just put Week of with that hazel to tie in that font again, and that pretty much sums it all up. Here I am just simply taking a little square label and scoring it to make this into a tab so that you know to open up that side of the flip up. And that is pretty much it. I am using an L Studios day of the week. And hopefully this wasn't too much of a squirrely process video. But I really didn't know how else to kind of get it up there. And I needed a process video to go up here soon. Before we start inundating my whole thing with October daily and pretty much then December daily, of course. It's about that season, right? And then we all forget about Project Life for a little bit, which I cannot forget about Project Life because I need to get this project done. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for sticking around. Definitely hit that subscribe button. I am so excited that this channel is even growing. So thank you all so much. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.